Hi, in this video, we'll talk about nested try-catch blocks. Okay, so is it possible to nest the try-catch blocks? Means inside the try, I can use try-catch again. Inside the catch, can I use try-catch? Inside the finally, can I use try-catch? So that is possible. So by taking one example, we'll understand this. So let me go to Visual Studio Code. So here I created one of the classes called nested try-catch blocks example. Okay, so here in the main method, I used one try. Inside the try, I have try catch block. And after that, for this try, I have a catch block. And then I have a finally block. Okay. So inside the try, I have another try. This is called nesting, right? Nesting the try catch block, nested try catch block. So now, if this is the case, what could be the output? Okay. If this is the case, what could be the output? So first it comes here. So inside that, I do not have any exception code. This is just a system.out.println. So outer try. So it will print here. So then it will jump into the try block, right? So inside the try block, I have inner try. There is also no exception. If there is no exception, it will never go to the catch block. So it will not execute this. So then once the try catch completes, there is another statement after inner try catch. Okay, so it will print. Then it will not go to this catch block. The reason is in the outer try, I do not have any exceptions. So it will never go to here. So finally always execute. So it will be finally. So 4 statements it will execute: outer try, inner try, after inner try catch, and finally. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll try to execute and see whether it will print or not. The same thing. So let me copy this. Java, William.java. You see that? This is matching outer try, inner try, after inner try catch, finally. Whatever we marked as right symbol. So we are seeing the same output. Okay, if there is no exceptions in the program. Okay, so now if you take an exception at inner try, okay, in the inner try, I'll put an exception. So the same thing, 5 by 0, always I will take the same example, right? 5 by 0 for arithmetic exception, 5 by 0. So now how the execution flow will be. Okay, so if you take like this, obviously there is no issue in the try, it will print this. So the moment when you come here in the try, there is an exception, that is arithmetic exception. So it will search for the respective arithmetic exception catch block. So it found here. Okay, so it will print inner catch. So anyhow, it came out of the try catch. So it will print after inner try catch. So it will never go to this because of the outer try, we do not have any exception. It will not print. Then anyhow, finally it will get execute. Here also 4, but outer try, inner catch, after inner try catch, then finally. So we'll try to execute this and see how the execution will be. So let me save this. You see that outer try, then inner catch, after inner try catch, and then finally. Right, no issues. Inside the try block, you are writing the try catch block, and you are seeing some permutations, combinations, how it will execute. Okay, so let me clear this, and we'll try one more. So let it put it back as usual, normal flow. So now what I'll do, so let it be like this, the same thing, but here arithmetic exception happened, but there is no arithmetic exception. Corresponding catch block is not available. So number format exception I'm using. Okay, so number format exception. If it is number format exception, so what it will do, we'll see how it will be. So there is no issue outer. So it will print. So here you found, what is that? Number format exception. So if it is number format exception, so it will not print, it will come here. So this catch block will not go, as I'm expecting arithmetic exception, but I found number format exception, so it will not go here. So after that means here abnormal termination. So it will come out. So it did not find, it means not abnormal termination, but with respect to here, abnormal. So what happens if it is not there inside the catch? So outside the catch it will go. This is exception. Exception is parent of other exceptions. So it will handle the arithmetic exception also. So it will print outer catch. So outer try, then outer catch. Anyhow, finally this one. Okay. So we found arithmetic exception here, but respective arithmetic exception catch here, not there here. So it will not go here. So it found somewhere where outer catch. So it came here, it found this exception. So it will go inside, it will print outer catch. Finally, anyhow, it will execute, So 3 statements it has to print. So I am correct or not, we'll see by executing. You see that? So first outer try. After that, outer catch. You see outer catch, finally. Right. We are handling with the help of this catch block. So there is no abnormal termination. Okay, smooth termination only. But here there is no respective catch block. So it came out also outside of try. So immediately it found catch, and it is a parent exception. It will handle everything. So you'll print the outer catch. Right. This is how the flow will be. If it is not matching here, if it is matching outside also, it will take care of that. Okay. Let me clear this. So now what we'll do, we'll try to put in the, so let me put everything here properly. So no exception, nothing. So I'll put it back arithmetic exception. Okay. So now I will move this arithmetic exception to catch block. Okay. Where catch block? This catch block. So if it has to come to the catch block, there should be some exception. So I'll put the exception as it is here. Okay. I'll put the exception as it is. Let me comment this for some time. Okay. So if there is no exception, how it will go to the catch? So because of that, I put exception here. So it will come here. So we'll see how the exception execution will be. So if you take here outer try, it will execute. So it comes here in the try. So immediately it will search for the arithmetic exception. I found arithmetic exception, right? So because of that, I'll change it to what number format exception before into that. Okay, number format exception. So now again, so 5 by 0 is arithmetic exception. So respective catch block is not there. So it will not go here. It will not print here. So obviously it terminated here. So it will not print this one also. So it will come out of this try, but it found parent exception. So it will go inside this. But when you go inside this, there also one arithmetic exception. If it is arithmetic exception, what happens? Abnormal termination. Before abnormal termination, there is a finally block. It will execute this one. So outer try, finally, then arithmetic exception. Outer try, finally, then arithmetic exception. Okay. So we'll try to execute that. We'll see how it will be. Whatever we discussed came or something else. You see that? Outer try, then finally, then arithmetic exception. Okay. So this is how the flow will be in the nested try catch. So you can put this try catch inside this try catch. You can put another try catch inside the catch. Also, you can put try catch for this to handle this one. So inside the finally also you can put try catch. So there is no rule that, right? In the catch also sometimes there might be a risky code, right? So because of that, you can put this nested try catch in anywhere. Okay, just by taking this small example, I explained, but this try catch you can put inside this, inside finally also. But you need to understand how the flow is going. Okay. So that's all in this video. So what could be the possible interview questions from here? So is it possible to use try inside the try? Yes, we can do that. We had just saw that. Nested try catch is possible or not? Yeah, it is possible. You can put that nested try in the try, in the catch, in the finally also. Okay. So that's all in this video. Thank you.